Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om, Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam, pranam.
Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam, pranam, pranam. Before we take up the usual text about the points that are to be pondered on. We would again come back to a few words of Papa. In the In Quest of God, he mentions meditated and chanted. Later on, when he was asked about the word meditation, he said he did not know anything about meditation. Meditation in the sense we all understand. So he said meditation came to him after he came back from the Yatra in 1923. And when he was in Kadri cave, one day it so happened that the mind became blank and took him inside. And he was there for 3-4 hours at a time. So when he said when he wrote in the In Quest of God, at the first chapter that he meditated and chanted, we all infer that prior to his taking up this, he was going through intensely the teachings of various masters. And then he has been trying to absorb and assimilate. And he was dwelling on those points. And then chant. So anything that is Godward, anything that helps us to go inward and see his Nirguna Tattva, we can infer that is what he meant by meditation in the initial stages. That is what we are all now trying. When we chant Ram Nam, we try to bring those dimensions to ensure that the Nama is getting slowly interwoven with the theme. He says when he was passing through this state, that is Virahatapa, Ramdas's father by his old birth, who later became his guru, heard about his condition and got alarmed. Many disturbing reports reached him that Ramdas was behaving strangely and was neglecting worldly duties. They considered that it was all due to some derangement of his brain, which could be cured by medicine. Such was the impression people had of him, and that was conveyed to his father, who was then in Udupi. As soon as he heard this news about his son, he ran down to see him. He looked at Ramdas and understood him. Ramdas was seen repeating Ramnam always. He had lost all interest in the world. The father asked, "Son, what are you doing?" Ramdas replied, "God is making me repeat Ram, 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 Ram." He looked happier and addressed Ramdas. "Instead of your repeating only Ram, Ram, I will give you a mantra which I received from a sannyasi. Just take it." He called Ramdas inside the house and initiated him with the mantra, "Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram," and said, "Son, if you repeat this mantra constantly, you will attain eternal happiness." To the mantra given, there was no prefix of Om at the time. Later on, Ramdas added Om because he was very much attached to Swami Ramtirtha, whose mantra was Om. He thought that Ramtirtha wanted him to add Om to the Rama mantra. Om, the primary nada or original sound, has come from God, the impersonal, infinite reality. Through Om, the whole universe has come into existence. Om Ityaksharam.
Om Ityaksharam.
In Bhagavad Gita it is there.
Swamiji, it is there, Bhagavad Gita. I'll give one day. So that's it.
Om
ओम इत्याक्षरम
ओमित्येकाक्षरं ब्रह्म. व्याहरन् मामनुस्मरन् य प्रयाति त्यजेत् देहं स याति परमां गतिं. परमां गतिं. One more sloka is there. Let us see. Find out. Here where he elaborately discusses. It has come from Om. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ ತಾನೆ, ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ತಾನೆ. Om made up of Om, the primary nada or original sound, has come from God, the impersonal, infinite reality. Through Om, the whole universe has come into existence. Your middle. No, come, we'll try. Therefore, Om, made up of the three sounds, Akara, Ukara, Magara, correspondingly signifies the three kalas, three avasthas, three gunas. We are to take our mind to the beginning of all things and merge ourselves in the Nirguna Brahman, and then only shall we realize that the whole universe is filled with the infinite truth and is the manifestation of that. So why did he add Om? No? Mataji wanted us that when we take to intense chanting of in quest of God for 11 times, we will be initiated into the Nirguna Tattva. Because as we go through the in quest of God, when we keep on dwelling that he is talking with him, he is guided by him, he is taken care of by him, he is protected by him. By him who? The indwelling reality. So that's why Mataji said when we keep on pondering over it deeply, we are initiated into the Nirguna Tattva. And now, when he started chanting the name, immediately he found, the inner alignment. Inner alignment of the Om, the universal vision with Om. Universal vision is there in him, Nirguna Tattva, but that is getting aligned to the word Om. That is why he said here, we are to take our mind to the beginning of all things and merge ourselves in the Nirguna Brahman. Then only shall we realize that the whole universe is filled with the infinite truth and is the manifestation of that. So when we say Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, this Om stands for the Nirguna aspect. And later on we will explain to us, when he says that Jnanottara Bhakti or Parabhakti, this Nirguna Tattva is the base. Parabhakti is bhakti that comes to you after the realization of God in his Nirguna aspect. The realization that you are the Atman, which is Nirguna Nirvikar, which pervades the entire universe. As the Nirguna Tattva, he is the substratum for the manifestation. Ramdas was made to go along this path leading to the vision of the world as the manifestation of the Lord. So all are interlinked. So when we chant Om, there should be a subtle attempt on our part that we have not added. Subtle attempt on your part that Om stands for the Nirguna aspect, and then only the universal vision can be had. So we will begin with the Nama. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 We are chanting the name of Ram, who is within us, who is making us to chant, who stands for the Nirguna Nirvikara Swarup. We are chanting the name of Ram, who is within us, who is making us to chant, who is in Nirguna Nirvikara Swarup. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam to develop love and devotion for Him, for the indwelling and all-pervading reality. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam to transform our faith in Him, to trust in Him. We are chanting the name of Ram for feeling protection in times of fear and anxiety. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for kindling love and devotion toward Him. We are chanting the name of Ram for transforming our faith in Him to trust in Him. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for feeling protection in times of fear and anxiety. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for seeking His intervention in times of crisis. We are repeating the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for seeking His intervention in times of crisis. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for becoming grateful for all that He has been providing to us. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam to become aware of or to become grateful for all that He has been providing us right from the day when I was a seed in my mother's womb till now. I am chanting the name of Ram who is inside me to divinize all my thoughts, all my words, all my deeds. Nothing undivine should come. Please, I pray to Him. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 I am chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam to bringing out efficiency in whatever you make me to do. I am chanting the name of Ram who is inside for having that equanimity in all trying situations. I am chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for overcoming all the down-pulling tendencies in my mind, which makes me forget about Him. I am chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for becoming aware of His grace, grace and grace. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 I am chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for kindling love for the name, so that the name is always with me. I am chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam to ensure that will lead me to feel His presence within. I am chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for feeling His presence within me at all times. I am chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam to ensure that it doesn't become a lip-level exercise or a ritualistic exercise, but I want to have that, blissful experience when I chant Ram Nam. Om Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Swamiji's echoing voice is going within.
That is what is needed. That is what is expected, yes. Now, how to maintain this during our waking state,
Yes.
that is the challenge for all of us. Because we do chant Ram Nam on a specified time, no? In a particular place, in a particular time, in a particular ambience. But here now, Papa wants us to chant throughout our waking state. Initially, throughout may not be possible. So whenever possible, we try. But unless and until we have this broad idea within us, it might slip into again a mechanical, lip level activity. So we are praying now to him, please don't. The progress may be there, but it is something like a snail's movement, you know. So we want results now. We would like to, when you have been talking about the sweetness of Ram Nam, we would like to enjoy the sweetness of Ram Nam. So whatever obstacles that are there, which are denying us the sweetness, it should be removed. So with that bhavana we will chant throughout as much as possible. It may not be possible, agree, don't worry about it. As much as possible. Definitely as soon as we get up and before we go to the bed. That should be a must. And then 3 times more than enough, okay. If we can't do it more, 3 times at least. And here the advantage is without our knowledge, there is a vibration building up inside. Om Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram. Like that, you know. There is it may be relative, but to us it is very much real. Whenever we hear these Veda mantras, you know, Veda Ghosh, there is an Udattam and Udattam, you know, there is the meter is, you know, at certain times you have to raise it, at certain times you have to bring it down. And it has got its own impact in our mind. Even when we repeat this Bhagavad Gayatri Mantra, Om Bhur Bhuvassuvaha Tat Savidurvahenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayad. That this, no, they have laid out this. ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. Similarly, we find when we chant Om, this Ramnam, in this particular tune, there is an inexplicable feeling of joy welling up. Probably it might be because of our old association with this Ved Ghosh. Anything that we chant, there is a system there, not only in this particular mantra. All our Shanti mantras also. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Gunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinamati Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shanno Mitra Varunaha Shanno Bhavaturyama Channa Indro Brihaspati Shanno Vishnu Lukramaha Namo Vai Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Itam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avadu Mam Avadu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have forgotten all this, but we are enthused. The moment we chant the Ramnam in this way, all those things well up in our mind. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 So let us all try our level best. Papa has taken us to this lead. Slowly, whatever we have been trying to assimilate or absorb from his teachings, we are now trying to weave in with Ramnam so that all those themes get imprinted in our heart, which we feel or we infer. That is what he meant by meditated and chanted. So we go to our text. Yesterday we give thrust to originality in prayer. No? What all we covered? Periodical solitude, need for satsang, silence is the key, chanting is the password to the connect to the divine within. So there give thrust to the originality in prayer. Yes. We are, for our guidance, we have before us thrilling and inspiring prayers of Mahatmas. Many, many prayers. We keep on repeating. But we also at the same time realize that at the time of reading this prayer, we develop positive thoughts, we develop something, soothing. But then what happened to us?
Mind is peaceful.
Mind is peaceful during that period.
Yes.
Then what happens, Oh Lord, I have nothing to ask of thee. It's a beautiful prayer composed by Param Pujya Swami Dayanji Maharaj. Oh Lord, I have nothing to ask of you. I am blessed with all that one can hope for, ask for. I have a mind to think. It is thy glory. I have eyes to see, ears to hear. All these are thy glory. I have in front of me a world so vast and so variegated, enough for me to express myself. Again it is thy glory. I can make, I can unmake. All these possibilities are again thy glory. I can even make this prayer to you. This capacity to appreciate you is again thy glory. I seek from thee nothing, for you have given me everything. Inside me, outside me. Your presence is something that I can't miss, I don't want to miss. Let thy grace be upon me, not to gain anything new, but to make me see thy glory. In all my achievements, in all my capacities, let me see thy glory. When we read this prayer with the feeling, needed feeling, it is inspiring, no doubt. But we are looking at ourselves. What happened after that? It has some effect, but not to the extent we all expect. It doesn't stay with us. So now we will say, Puja Swamiji is telling us indirectly, you bring out your own prayer. Many of you might remember that our Puja Swamiji, Sachidanji Maharaj, sometime in 2002, he drafted a prayer of his own. It was translated into Malayalam and Tamil. And it was set to a particular tune. It was his own outpourings. I remember one, when he was in Pune, later, when he was in Pune, on some important occasion, one devotee felt that we will print it and put it in a beautiful folder so that it can be kept always. And they printed, I think, quite a big quantity, quite a large quantity. And to everybody it was given. What happened after that? Just we go back and check. It was his own revelations. It was his own outpourings. So now Swamiji is teaching us, all your sadhana so far done should enable you to come out with your own outpouring. And Swamiji used to hear this, somebody used to come and recite this, and he used to enjoy in Malayalam as well as in Tamil. Ramdas, who has now gone to Coimbatore, he used to come and recite it in Tamil. He will also become one with the prayer while chanting. All those things are right, but then what happened? So it all leads to give thrust to originality in prayer. We don't want anybody to know what our prayer is, We don't want to put. But our own prayer in our own language, a language in which we are comfortable. If it is English, okay. If it is Malayalam, okay. If it is Tamil, okay. If it is Hindi, okay. Anything. So that the outpouring comes directly from the heart. This aspect normally it is not discussed in any satsang. But it came because we have also printed 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, so many poems and so many prayers. We enjoy every day, we repeat adorable presence, universal prayer, oh beginningless and endless Param Puja Papa, all these things we read. What is its impact? We are concerned about the senior sadhakas, And the general devotees, okay, it might give some joy. No. Here, when we have been asked to take up the in-depth study of In Quest of God, where we are trying to understand the Nirguna Tattva, We cannot be floating on the superficial level. That is why in each and everything we are going deep, deep, deep. So kindly think about this. Like this prayer, we need not write in this. We can write and keep it for ourselves. It might, when you share with others, it might inspire others. Yeah. I remember just now how God arranges. We have shared this. In Kerala, there was a great Guruvayurappan devotee, Bhattadripad. His teacher was Pisharadi, Achyuta Pisharadi. So under him he got trained. He was initiated into the Shastras. And after some time he left. God enabled him to develop the bhakti in him. And he was also a scholar. It was he who composed Srimad Narayaniyam. So many things on it. But this Achyuta Pisharadi became ill, fell ill. He was pretty old. He was also a great scholar, great bhakta. So when he was about to drop the body, immediately a shloka was composed. Somebody was kind enough to jot it down. We are not conversant with Sanskrit. Whatever we hear, we try to understand. So we don't know how far this is right. Kaye sindati kandarodini kabe, kanteja vani pade, jihvayam dishijivide jigimishau, shwase shane shamyati, agatya swayamevana karunaya, kartyayani kamuga, karne varnayatad bhavarnavabhaya, duttaragam. And the meaning is this: the body has become worn out. Phlegm is blocking the throat. Vision is getting blurred. Breathing is slowly slipping down. Life force is about to leave the body. At this time, the Lord of Parvati, Trikandiyur, Kartyayani Kamuga, kindly come over to me and utter the holy Taraka mantra. He says, utter Taraka mantra, Duttaragam. Beyond that he could not proceed. At that particular moment, this Bhattadripad rushed in, and in his ear he said, Tarakam. He dropped the body.
Swami, explanation for Taraka Mantram.
We are talking. Om. Taraka Mantra means Om. Kindly come over to me and utter the holy Taraka Mantra, which will lift me from the samsaric bondage forever. Bhavarnavabhaya. Karne varnayadat bhavarnavabhaya. Duttaragam Taragam. So the Vallavarsham 19.
It's caution to the self.
So why did we bring in? The prayer. The prayer, the prayer that welled up from his heart. Achyuta Pisharadi, when the prayer welled up from his, because the devotion saturated, the concentrated, the accumulated, the cream of what all he did, it came out in the form of an outpouring. And at that particular moment, God saw to it that the fruition of life takes place. By motivating his another great devotee to rush up and tell him, other people may not know that he wants when he says, oh Lord, you come and give me utter. So somebody should go and give. This is what his sankalpa. Because his Ishtadevata was the Trikandiyur Lord Parameshwara. There is a temple in a place called Trikandiyur. Nearby this Achyuta Pisharadi was staying. So he his Ishtadevata was this Trikandiur Shiva. So that is why he was invoking the blessings. Please come. And please come when it came from the bottom of the heart, in his own word. He was not borrowing anything from anybody. It was an outpouring that welled up in his heart. And when it came, the fruition took place. How it brought Mepatur to that particular place at that particular time, we call it as mystery, but it is God ordained. We were told that he was far, far away. But somehow he felt the need to rush up to his master. And the timing is so correct that when he returned in Duttaragam, please give me the Taraga mantra. Oh Shiva, give me. When immediately he said, he went in Taragam. We remember how this was explained to us. It will be very, very interesting. When we were all children, our grandfather used to explain to us this. And we used to even now feel, must be in 50s, but even now we feel how grandfather was enjoying this, tears were flowing. Enjoying means not in the other. The Bhakti Rasa was there. He said, then afterwards he said, it should come to all of us like this. Our bhakti should reach to such an extent that we should be able to kindle this in our heart so that he will depute, who is seated within, he will depute somebody, some worthy person to come and utter this Taraga mantra when we are on our likely to drop the body. Because when we drop the body, instead of getting into another yoni, another birth, we must straight away join him. Because this Bhavarnavam, we want to cross over this, what do you call it? Ocean of samsara. No. So we don't want this anymore. So if we want a passport to that eternal one, you must come and take me there. I cannot do it by myself. Bhagavad Gita, he says, Antakaleja mameva smaran. No? Beautiful. So here is an episode where it is possible. And it so happened, after 60 years or 70 years, one day Anandashram Swamiji was reading in this particular sloga from 75, room number 75, we were in 76. Something like an electric switch, we immediately got up. What are you reading? We have heard this somewhere. He again read. Exactly this was the one which grandfather taught us. We have forgotten about it, but this Duttaragam we remember. And immediately we wrote down this. And today he makes us to remember about originality, giving thrust to originality in prayer. We remember Puja Swamiji's prayer. That means the outpouring of our heart directly. So we should try. This is the message. The people like us who are in the evenings of our life, late evening or mid evening, we don't know. The body has become worn out, phlegm is blocking the throat, vision is getting blurred, breathing is slowly slipping down, life force is about to leave the body. At this time, oh the Lord of Parvati, kindly come over to me and utter the holy Taraga mantra, which will lift me from the samsaric bondage forever. Such a prayer, something like this, we should also develop, Death is certain. Only the deity is not known. So unless we prepare ourselves now, Achyuta Pusharadi, throughout his life, he was dwelling on God remembrance. So he was blessed with this wonderful, facilitation by him. Wonderful. We can't imagine. Two things, at the time you must have the flow of the language, and it should go along with the time, it should go along with the theme, and it should be executed by a worthy person. Another devotee or another spiritually highly evolved soul. These three things, if we are to get, that means there should be original. All his compositions were original. Even Mepatur Bhattadaripat Narayaniam is original. We are all enjoying the various kritis original. But we don't try to bring out something original. What is that written the first, Be the light unto yourself. First.
Be the light unto yourself.
And in your own original way.
Manifest the magnificence and power of the divine life.
Papa keeps on harping this. Be original. So to become original, we have to follow. But when a stage comes, we cannot be doing like this throughout our life. But there should be a time when this original core should come out. What is original in us should come out in its own way. Then that means we have established the real contact with him. That is the signpost. You can say that is the litmus test. When something original wells up, we are in alignment with that. Rest of the thing are copy paste, Think about it. That is why Papa in one of his quotation, he said, again Control C, Control V, but still we are used to it. He says you have to go to him in nakedness of the soul, leaving everything. Rely on.
Swamiji. In teaching also, although in teaching science also, although all the scientific principles are same, each teacher has his own original way of teaching the students.
Exactly. Anything original, it attracts us.
Yes,
but we enjoy, but we don't try to bring something originally from us. That is the problem with us. So we must try now. Bring originality in our...
In search of English.
Anything? What are you searching?
Quotation.
That quotation is from Hints to Aspirants.
But in search of Papa also it is there. In search of Papa also it is there, no Swamiji?
No. It is in Hints to Aspirants. Doesn't matter. Oh.
Mama has intervention in times of crisis.
Times of crisis. Intervention.
Please explain.
You have to explain.
In times of crisis, suddenly, certain outer things, develop, which are not in our hands at all, absolutely. And we are made to pass through such stressful period. So we become anxious, we become upset. So we are now itself praying in advance. You should give me the equanimity, you are testing me, but you will find out a reason. There is a reason why you are making me to go through such things. So all these things should well up in me, in my mind, so that I will have some cushioning. I will not be fully carried away by what had happened outside. There may be an initial shock, no doubt, but in the shortest possible time, we will be back to ourselves. So that is why we are now praying, we are chanting His name to protect us from times of crisis. We don't mean by overcoming it. You give us the frame of my mind, frame of the mind whereby I am in a position to receive those shocks given to me by you for refining me. Then I will be able to...
I got the taste of it now.
You got the taste. Direct. Yesterday evening and today evening, there is a vast difference.
Yes, sorry.
Nothing, it is not because of any of our fault. God makes us to pass through such things for no fault of us. And then, if we don't have this avalambanam support, we will be shattered. Totally shattered. We will not know what to do. But suppose this cushioning is there, he may have some reason to do it. If not this way, he will solve it in a different way. Or he will give me the necessary strength and courage to endure this. Something like that. So Ramnam is becoming now more and more one with our life. We were talking about
wickedness of the spirit.
Swamiji, Ramnam is becoming our life support now.
Life support, exactly. Life support. Because all other words, it is lengthy one, we don't remember. But Ramnam we can always remember. And with this bhavana. And he took us so much of our time to make us remember this, how it should be chanted. So we were also chanting, but we were not deriving the fullest benefit it should give us. Anyway, we will do it later. I don't get it immediately. We'll have some Ramnam and then close this. About this becoming original, here Papa says, the life of the individual must grow like a bud into a flower and a flower into a fruit. As we provide the necessary conditions and environments for the growth and fruition of the bud into fruit, so also is it with life. In the life of the adult spiritual aspirant, the best discipline for his advancement and ultimate realization is self-imposed discipline. Here, imitation and abject implicit obedience to the law set by anyone, however highly evolved he may be, will, instead of bringing into being an illumined individual, only produce a human robot without initiative, all its inner powers and beauty unexpressed and unrevealed. Gives a lot of importance for that. We must bring our own. And today he made us to know about Achyuta Pushareddy's and Pujya Swamiji's, how they brought out, even 2002, we still remember. He took a lot of pains to get it translated into different languages also. With Panikar Swami was here. So for Malayalam and Chandramma, probably for Tamil, and they all brought it out beautifully worded. So originality in prayer. We couldn't move much, doesn't matter. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for concentration by arresting all other thoughts. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for becoming aware of the witness consciousness in us. You are there in the form of witness consciousness, but you are given us a name, the holy and all-powerful name of God, Ram Nam. Kindly enable us to feel the presence of you in the form of witness consciousness. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for developing serenity, for everlasting peace, by developing serenity. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for everlasting peace, by developing serenity in our heart. Please, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for experiencing silence or stillness in the gap between the words. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for accepting every trying situation as a test from Him. We are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam. He will not stop with one test. That is the problem. When we go through in quest of God, we find how many tests, how many times. So we are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for accepting every trying situation as a test from Him. And finally, we are chanting the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam for realizing that the sense of individuality does not exist without Him. I don't have an independent individuality. I repeat Ram Nam to become aware of this truth, this blunt truth, that I don't exist by myself, but I exist only because of you, the indwelling reality in me. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.